my name is Miss Applewhite, and before we begin, I would like to let you know that anything you say in here is confidential, meaning that anything you say will not leave this room. I will not go saying anything that you said in here to anyone else.
Very good.
You understand that?
I do.
All right. So why don't you start by telling me about yourself, your name, where you're from.
My name is Jonathan A. Thompson. I am an adjunct professor here at Oakwood University. I used to be the director for the Ellen G. White Research Center, from which I retired.
Okay. And so where did you grow up, or where were you originally born?
I'm a native of Brooklyn, New York, and I lived there for 12 years. Then my family moved to Boston, Massachusetts, and I lived there through high school. Then I went to Howard University to be an engineer, and got a little confused and turned around and ended up in the ministry.
Okay. That's an interesting path to go from engineering into ministry. So can you tell me a little bit about your family, children, grandchildren?
Well, first, I am one of, my mother gave birth to 10 children,
Wow.
and one of them died at 2 years of age, the oldest male, and one brother. God has blessed me to be married to the best lady in the world, and she has blessed me with 3 children, a daughter and 2 sons.
So tell me what it was like growing up with, how many you said, 10 siblings?
Well, my mother gave birth to 10 children,
10 children.
but 9 have survived.
Okay. So you all grew up together?
Well, they're spread out over a wide spectrum of ages.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 sets of us. There's an older set and then there's a younger set, and I'm right in the middle.
Oh, you're in the middle.
Yeah,
So
the middle child syndrome.
Oh, so what was that like?
Well, it was like a cat and dog fight. I have 7 sisters, 4 of which are older than I am,
Oh, wow.
and they thought they were in charge, and I thought I ought to be in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So we fought like cat and dog. And then we grew up and found out that we really loved each other.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what brought you here to, down here in Alabama?
Well, I pastored in, I served as a pastor for 38 years and covered Northeastern Conference,
Mm-hmm.
Northeast. I then had a call to Detroit, Midwest. Then I had a call to Allegheny East. And then a call to South Central, Ephesus and Birmingham. And from there,
Mm-hmm.
I decided it was too much stress, and the Lord wanted me to take a change. I had a call to work for the White Estate and the General Conference, and I was assigned here.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been here? How long have you been teaching?
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
And how has that been?
It's different. My wife's stock went up greatly. She was a teacher by profession. She's retired now. And I always thought they had it super easy because they started at 8,
Mm-hmm.
finished at 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the vacations and holidays, and none of that stuff applied in ministry. So
Right.
I thought they really had a life that was easy. And teaching has taught me otherwise.
Okay, so you said you were pastoring for, you said 38 years?
38 years.
So explain to me how the transition between pastoring and teaching, like the major, I guess, differences between that?
Well,
or were there any differences or
Oh, yeah.
difficulties?
yeah, there are differences.
Mhm.
You expect people in the church basically to be more responsible. They're adults primarily, and my contact with children. I started my ministry as a youth pastor
Mhm.
in Harlem, Ephesus Church in New York, and that was a challenge. Young people have a different agenda, and but I could deal with that.
Mhm.
Um, there is deference that a pastor has that you don't necessarily have as a teacher. And I think the more we have moved into this postmodern generation, it's a greater challenge because there is no sense of authority.
Mhm.
Um, and everybody is an expert. Everyone has their own version of truth. It's a challenge, but I believe that the gift of prophecy, in particular, the Bible in general, is a mandate, God's mandate for transforming lives, so that He can spend eternity with us. And so, it's not about me; it's about doing God's work
Mhm.
to help God's people, so we can all be saved.
Right.
Yeah.
Understand. So, what would you say has been more of a, more of a, I don't want to say a favorite between ministering and teaching, but what would you say? I guess we'll say that. What would you prefer?
Well, pastoring is very stressful, because in the Adventist church we have a hierarchy.
Mhm.
So you have a church, you have a conference, you have a union, you have a division, and you have a general conference, and orders come down from the top down.
Mhm.
So you have to follow an agenda that is developed by people at the higher levels, but you have face-to-face contact daily with people who have their own agenda.
Right.
So sometimes the conference wants this, the people want that.
It was great getting to know you. Maybe next time we can schedule a day where you can come back in and we can continue this conversation. And I hope you have a good day.
Thank you very much. It's been a privilege having this interview with you,
Mhm.
and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.